What does it look like?
You know who you look like? You look like the Shigo from Kim Possible. Like that. She was like the bisexual awakening for like a lot of people. Like she was
Okay.
the black and green villain that was like really sexy.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. With the black and the chartreuse hair.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take that. I will
Yeah.
I'll absolutely take that.
Yeah.
My goal is to someday be somebody's bi awakening in the I think I do want to fuck her. Huh.
See, there you go. Then
Yeah. Fingers crossed, you know.
I mean, you're rocking it already. The
Thank
Shigo,
you.
I think, like I said, large sexual awakening for a lot of people. So maybe you'll
Um
hit that second wave of
I think for me it was definitely Shakira.
yeah, that
Shakira's music video. It's for not even Hips Don't Lie. It was before that. It was the what was it? Do 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 do. Not La Tutora.
she has a bunch of
Maybe like
hits.
this.
So
Do 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 do
oh
do. I don't.
fuck,
I can't.
I know what I can
Oh
see
my
the
god, what is
music
the name of that
video.
song? I'm
Like
at
I,
your
cause
feet.
she's like in the
Wherever,
desert.
whenever
Wherever
we're meant to
to
be
be
together,
together.
I'll be there and you'll be near. And that's the deal, my dear. It's called Wherever, Whenever. Yeah.
Yeah,
And that
it's a
song,
great
I think
song.
I was like 11, 12, something like that when that came out. And I was like, huh,
Yeah.
I feel like I have to pee, except I don't have to pee. Had to debate that internally for
That's
the
funny.
next 30 years.
Dude, I could like literally see the music
Well, 20
video
years.
in my brain though.
Yeah.
Like,
And like with
isn't she like
those
in the
low
desert
rise
and
ass
stuff?
jeans.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like I feel
And then
like
at some point she's at the beach, but then she's in the
yeah.
desert, and then she's at the
hmm
beach again. And I'm
Oh,
at your feet.
she had like a shimmery bikini or something.
Yeah,
Like
for
a
sure.
gold.
Everything.
It was like I mean cuz this was like
Shakira,
early
Shakira.
2000s. So it was
Oh
like
yeah.
the big like gigantic like sequins sort of a
Oh
thing.
God,
It was
yes.
just
Those
like
were on everything.
it was either silver or
They were so
gold.
bad.
It was a
They were
lot of
so bad.
silver and like a lot of like hot pink ones. But it was like they would make
Mm-hmm.
shirts out of it and shit. Yeah.
Oh no, I remember. I was in middle school and then high
Pillows.
school. At
Yeah.
that, oh God, everything had that, and I thought that I looked like a mermaid, and that I was really
Oh,
cool, and that
scarves, but like the really skinny ones that
yeah,
like the really
really
skinny scarf, like they're
skinny
like
scarves.
accessory scarves. And then like
Yeah,
with the
and they would be
wide
like
belts.
shimmery hot pink and silver and really loose knit and immediately get tangled into
Um,
everything.
I saw a TikTok with gosh, it was she's a comedian. She was on Girl Code for a while. I don't know if you remember that show.
Oh yeah.
She was the one who always had like the really brightly colored hair. I can't remember her name. Um, very
I don't know.
cute. She looked like Ariel a lot of the time. She just had like hot pink hair. Um,
Oh shit. She looked
but
a lot like the Paramore girl, but just because of the hair.
yeah, just because of the
Yeah,
hair.
it was just because
Yeah.
of the hair.
Yeah.
Because I think I'm like doing that thing where you implant a memory and where I'm like, no, that was the Paramore girl. She
Yeah.
was on Girl Code. She was never on Girl. I'm
No,
pretty sure she was
I
never
don't
on
think
Girl Code.
I don't think she was on Girl Code. She was
She's
doing
a
her own
singing
thing.
person.
Yeah.
She's a singing performer, not a talking performer.
But anywho,
Different.
that chick did this TikTok where she talked about early 2000s fashion. And like she says
Oh,
at one
God.
point, she's like, fuck. It, like the fashion was to wear every fucking accessory you had at the same time. So like the
And
ribbon scarf, the large chunky belt, a hat, all of the bangles, you know, like on your fucking
yep.
wrist and shit.
I would
wear
steal my
a dress over jeans, like just
Oh
like
my God, I
fucking
did that
as
all the time.
like with all of that shit, and then like the fucking like
I wore
newsboy style caps,
so many
and
skirts over jeans and a beret.
also like a fucking like the clip-in colored
I
highlights
feel
where it
like
was
you're coming after me right now.
bright green.
I feel attacked.
Basically,
I would steal my dad's ties
uh-huh.
and turn them into belts. Like I
Oh,
was fucking what's her face?
Avril Lavigne.
Like I was Avril Lavigne. I
Yeah.
wanted to say Alanis Morissette, and I wish it was Alanis Morissette, but unfortunately, it was Avril Lavigne. I was fucking obsessed.
Yeah.
And it's like embarrassing to admit, but like 7th grade was embarrassing, you know?
I mean, I definitely didn't know the whole album. He was a skater boy, a
Just
sexy
little boy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, horrifying.
yeah. When I went, that was actually about the time when I took a hard left into Shakira and Enrique. I'm like, I'm gonna study Spanish and go to them.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't work out that way. Turns
Like
out I ended up in Idaho.
your own version of like the Lizzie McGuire movie, but it would end up in like Spain or like South
Uh-huh.
America.
Yeah, I was aiming to get down to Mexico City somehow because I'm pretty like I don't know if that is where Enrique Iglesias is from, but I got it in my head. I don't know where he's from.
I don't know where he's from
I
either.
should know because I did a fucking paper on him in Spanish class in the 11th grade. I did. I wrote a paper entitled "When Latin Love Gods Attack," and in Spanish for Spanish.
Wow,
4.
that is a choice.
It was a choice. It was a choice that I made, and God rest her, Mrs. Smith, read it and then said, "Hannah Jane, I'm going to need you to see me after class," and because I wrote it about Enrique Iglesias, Antonio Banderas, and Ricky Martin. And I wanted to include Shakira, but I wasn't out yet, you know?
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah, we were supposed to write about somebody from a country where the Spanish was like the native language and like pick a reason why they were our hero. Other people did things like Frida Kahlo or,
Terrible choice.
What?
Terrible choice.
Frida Kahlo?
Yeah, she was like a Spanish supremacist. She was basically like white.
Yeah, I know. She's okay, dude. She's like my favorite artist, so you better. We also need to have a conversation before I get the weird heart tattoo. So,
Oh no.
Yeah. Oh no.
There's a whole history. Oh, we can talk about history. This could be like a whole episode.
We should talk about something different, other than the weird projects that I did in high school. Oh yeah. Basically, the long story short on that one is that my teacher wanted to see me after class because she thought it was fucking hilarious, and she wanted to know if she could keep the poster board thing that I had made that had a bunch of pictures of Enrique and Ricky Martin and Antonio Banderas on it, and just put it up in her classroom. And it stayed in her classroom until she passed. Wow. Like she passed away, and like Macy, my little sister, was like, "Yeah, that thing's still in her classroom, dude." I was like, wild. "Yes."
I thought this was gonna go in more of like a Tina direction, like from Bob's Burgers, where it was like
it did, yeah. No, like
this is too sexual. Like
I was a weird, horny little high schooler, but I managed to like rein it in just enough to where it was funny and not just outright. All right, Hannah, we need to have a conversation with what is and is not appropriate. That conversation did happen a few times. I landed myself in the principal's office a couple of times. But that's for a different podcast. That's not what time it is right now. It's not time for how embarrassing was Hannah's early adolescence.
You know, there's probably a universe out there where that didn't happen. So
God, I hope so. If only I could be in that universe. But what time is it, Megan? Do you know?
I think it's time to put on our hats.
What kind of hats?
For tin hat time.
Tin hat time. Tin hat time.
Yeah, welcome to tin hat time, guys. I'm Megan.
And I'm Hannah.
Yeah. And this week we're going to talk about the multiverse.
Ooh. Oh, yeah, that's why you just said maybe there's a universe where I didn't do all that embarrassing shit.
Yeah, it was
I don't think we're friends in that universe.
Yeah. No, probably not, because but maybe, I don't know, because I would hope that would also be a universe where I didn't do a lot of really embarrassing things as a teenager. But I think you can't escape it. That's puberty and youth and all of that.
Oh, if there's one thing to be thankful for, it's that no matter what happens going forward, we never have to go back and be in the 7th grade again. Not in this lifetime.
This is true.
Like no matter what else is coming at us, we're not in the 7th grade.
Yeah, but maybe there's a universe where we actually do go back to the 7th grade.
Oh my God.
Whoa.
Okay, tell me about the multiverse, dude.
Okay. I already told you before, but I have lots of pages about this. I have like 3.5 pages. But I also write really big, so maybe it's not that much. We're gonna go like full science on this too. Like this is basically gonna be more of like a science I don't know, lecture-ish, I guess. It'll be a discussion.
Cool.
Um,
Kevin, let us know how she does with her science talk.
Oh, no. Now I'm gonna be nervous. So
He's not really listening to us.
No,
I think
know.
He's lying.
I know. I don't think he is either.
I don't think he's listening.
To, like, the first one, was like, this is fucking.
He's like, there it is. Now I've been a supportive friend.
I listened to one. That's enough.
Yep.
I know Kelly listens though, which is funny. Because she has heard us make comments about Kevin, and she finds it funny. So that to me is.
And other people have been like, oh, it's funny you make fun of Kevin a lot on there. And I'm like, yeah, it's because he's not listening because he doesn't really love us.
Exactly.
Hear that,
Kevin?
Hear that, Kevin?
Fucking Kevin. Anywho, so what is a multiverse, right? So the multiverse, as a baseline, basically the theory.
It's Marvel's next big plot line.
Yeah, I know. It's like really frustrating actually, because when I was looking up stuff about multiverse, it kept popping up. I was like, Doctor Strange's multiverse. No, that's not what I want to know about. I want to know about actual theories about it.
I love that voice you just did.
But I hate the Marvel universe. I just think it's so boring. I think all of the stories are boring. Yeah. I'm not into it. I'm sure some of this they go into too. But the theory of a multiverse is basically like parallel universes. It's that there are an infinite number of other universes or parallel universes, that type of thing, whatever you want to classify it as. But basically there's more than one of everything. So a recent theory that has gained a lot of traction is the eternally inflating multiverse, or like the internally, like the cosmic inflation, right? However you want to think about it.
Getting bigger.
And that stems from the Big Bang Theory, right? So the Big Bang Theory started the universe.
The hit show.
Yes, exactly. We're just going to be talking about Sheldon, guys, for the rest of the show. Just about Sheldon's universe.
My ex was really into that show.
It's an okay show. It gets tiring after a while, though. Like most things. Probably this talk will. Anywho, so the Big Bang Theory is interesting because it explains what happened directly after the bang. Like the Big Bang Theory itself, quote by a guy named Alan Guth, who's a, I don't know, well-known theorist or whatever. I don't know. He works at MIT. He said the Big Bang Theory says nothing about what happened, why it banged, or what happened before it banged. And so he has a theory about basically what happened before.
I have a theory about what happened before it banged.
And what was that?
I would imagine that it probably went out to dinner, and had a glass of wine. It laughed a little bit. It reached across the table. It smiled. It said, "Do you want any more of this? I think I was about to. Oh, yeah, like we could head back to my place. I did have that cactus I wanted to tell you about. I'll show you the cactus. Ha ha ha." And then big bang right there.
Yeah. Yep.
It whined, it dined.
It could have been
69, and then it banged.
It could have been the big blow, but nope.
It wasn't. Bang. Well, there was foreplay. I would hope that the universe got a little foreplay before it.
A little blow before bang.
Yeah, before it big banged. If it's enough to create everything, then hopefully it was good.
Yeah. So, moving on. That was a good bit. So the theory of cosmic inflation is basically what is before the Big Bang Theory. And inflation, I'm just going to fucking read my notes. Inflation is an extremely rapid expansion that preceded the Big Bang Theory. So when inflation in our universe ended, that transfer of energy generated a dense, hot, expanding fireball.
Hot. Literally.
That's the Big Bang Theory, right? So that transfer of energy is the Big Bang Theory. Excuse me. I'm talking too much.
Are you dying? I was going to say, you haven't driven the bus in a while.
That's because I'm getting over a cold, and so I have all this congestion, and so I'm like breathing through my mouth. Uh, no, I think it was really just a cold because it was very mucusy.
Yeah,
You're welcome.
great.
You're welcome
Horrifying.
for that
You
knowledge.
are in Oregon where all the smoke is.
There's actually no smoke here.
There's no smoke there, is there? No, there's
No,
smoke all over
it's
here, all over
it's
Idaho.
blowing
Jesse and
all
Macy said it was on the
towards the
East Coast
east.
now.
Yeah,
It's all in North Carolina.
yeah. That's what Kelly told me about New York. Is that it's in New York, and I'm like, oh, that's so funny. It's close
Yeah,
to me,
you see how
but I'm not
swollen,
getting
like,
any of it.
I'm all crusty. I've had like the worst allergies. I hate you so much, and you're fucking right there. And there's no smoke on you. I'm moving.
Okay. Anywho, so to start inflation, a tiny seed of matter called a false vacuum is needed. And so false vacuum is like I don't know, an actual matter, right? So false vacuum self-replicates itself. So
Hmm.
think of it as like the background, right, to like the universe. Like so before like the universe, there's like false matter. So it's kind of like mind bending a little bit, but like basically zoom out a little further. Like that's the
Okay.
best way I can think about it. Um so
Describe my what?
what?
I feel confused,
Do
but
you?
excited.
Okay. So um
I feel
before
like I either should have eaten an edible or done absolutely nothing.
yeah, I feel like you have to be either pretty sober or just a tiny bit high to get it.
Yeah,
Um
yeah. I'm kind of wishing that I'd eaten an edible instead of drinking a beer. But continue.
okay. So that um that proton sized amount of this false matter um, can self replicate itself. Uh, bear with me. Your face is very confused. Um,
It's not trying to be.
so this like a proton sized amount of this false matter can multiply itself or like self replicate itself uh, and could inflate to be trillions of times larger than the known universe in like a faster amount of time than like light can travel across an atomic nucleus. So like to put that
So
in
it like
perspective,
immediately just whoop.
just like faster than a millisecond basically it can like do this. So faster than the speed of light can transfer across a teeny tiny amount. Like this thing can basically
You
just
may as well try to
exist.
find the answer to the question, how many angels can dance on the head of a pin?
Sure.
It's the same thing. It's just as fast.
Yeah. So incredibly fast. I think this is, to me, this is why it's so interesting, is like this is, I mean, just a theory, but um it's somewhat of it, some parts of it have been proven, which is very interesting.
Cool. Okay. Does this have anything to do with string theory?
Yes.
Okay,
So
cool.
which is good because I think you know more about string theory than I do. I get confused about string theory. Like
I do
it
too.
genuinely confuses me. But a lot of it, there's another astrophysicist, and if I remember his name right, I think it's It's Greene. His last name is Greene. I can't remember his first name. But he talks about that as well, where I think like the Big Bang Theory ties into the string theory, ties into the cosmic like inflation theory to explain what the multiverse is.
Okay.
Did I just you look so confused.
It's just because I have very large eyes. And also I'm quite confused. So let me see if I'm
So
getting this. Okay. So what you're telling me is that like just before the Big Bang, after the whining and dining and before the big old bang, there's false matter that was in the background, and it
mhm.
went from teeny tiny little proton to bigger than the universe, and then like back, and like in that like kind of ripple thing, that's when a bunch of different universes were created. That's what started the multiverse. Just say
uh
yes.
no. So
God damn it.
that is a Big Bang Theory. So the idea of this multiverse is actually there's constantly Big Bang theories all over. So think of like that false matter as like background. At least this is how I understand it, and I could be wrong, right? But that the false matter is the background, and like it's there's so much energy to it that it collapses and then creates something new, but it's always expanding, so there's always more of it. um let me give you a better analogy, okay, that is usually used
Okay.
for this. Think of the universes or outside of the known universe, because our universe is only the known universe, what we can actually measure, right?
Mhm.
It's only what we can see. Think of the analogy as a boiling pot of water, okay?
Okay.
So those bubbles coming into creation or whatever, or collapsing on themselves, are Big Bang theories, right? Or the Big Bangs. So like
Okay.
universe, all the little bubbles are universes coming into existence, and some of them collapse because they're made of black holes or anything else. Hang on. Okay, so back to what we were talking about. So the best analogy is a pot of boiling water, right? The water is sort of like that false matter, and it's ever expanding, expanding, expanding. And all these little universes are the bubbles. And so they're popping up at random, um, they're disappearing at random. And a lot of that
Mhm.
has to do with, in some of these parallel universes, it's just black holes. It's there's nothing that can support life. The laws of physics are totally different. But then there's also the possibility, because it's like an infinity possibilities,
This is
that
crazy.
there's replicas exactly of us. There's our cosmic
Oh my
clones is
God.
what they're called.
There is an alternate universe in which Abby and Alana watch our show, Taking the Low Road,
See, there you
instead of
go.
us watching Broad City.
Correct. Like, so these cosmic clones like are replicas of us, like down to like our memories, our exact memories.
Cool.
So like the way I
So
think of it, I think of like Rick and Morty, right? So like when
I was
it's
just about to
like
say, yeah.
like think of like the storylines in Rick and Morty. I hope you guys have watched this show, so like you know what we're talking about. Who the fuck hasn't though? Where there's like different
Yeah.
parallel universes, or like a bunch of different versions and shit of
Like, what
different
is it?
Ricks.
The Citadel of Ricks or whatever.
Correct. There's a Citadel of Ricks, but it's like there's like different versions of the same exact person. So think like
Or
it's you, but you got into a car accident when you in this universe you avoided it, but in that universe you got into the car accident. Or it's a
or
simple
in Community, if we're gonna do Dan Harmon things.
Yes,
Because
exactly.
apparently he's really into the multiverse. Community, when they do the Darkest Timeline, on the best fucking episode. One of the best episodes.
Yeah. It's the multiple timelines. They've like what 7 different timelines.
Yeah, because of the dice.
Yeah, because I think that's what the episode's called, is the die, or the die, the dice, the die, because it's a
I
single
think
one.
it's like it's called like an intro to multiverse or something like that.
Maybe that's what it is. Oh, that's
They're all
yeah.
all of the shows, all the episodes are named after a class or named to sound like a class you would take in college.
Are they? I never noticed that.
Yeah, it's like
I don't know.
Dungeons and Dragons 101 or Intro to Dungeons and Dragons. There's like all sorts of funny names
I never realized
that they
that.
do. Yeah.
But for anyone who
The
hasn't
clever
seen that show, in
part
Community,
of
it's
Community.
one person rolls a die, right, and then depending on what the die lands on, it's a whole different like outcome. So there's different universes, whatever. So it's definitely like that. That's what Dan thought of too.
I've always thought of like I think about this a lot, just like in regular life.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I decided to take a left when I went for a walk today. What would have happened if I had taken a right?
Yeah, Parallel
And like
universe.
maybe there's another universe where I took her right.
Correct. Yeah. And the thing is there's an infinite number, so there's an infinite number of possibilities. Like it's just like infinite upon infinite, dude. Like it's fucking insane. So like think about I woke up this morning and I had coffee instead of tea, right? Well, in the universe
I've never once
I've
had tea in the morning. I've
Oh,
never
really?
once made myself tea in the morning.
Oh,
Jesus Christ.
oh, I like tea sometimes. When I
I know
don't
you
feel like
do.
shitting my pants, yeah,
Well,
I definitely
coffee
choose
doesn't make me
tea.
shit my pants because I've had it for far too long in life. My body's adjusted.
No matter how much coffee I consume, my body never adjusts.
No, I
It like
know.
fucking
Your
never,
body
dude.
does
I
not
probably have
like to
IBS
adjust
or
to
some shit.
things.
I don't know. Um,
You have
okay,
a weakling Virgo stomach.
I do. But anywho, so moving on down the line, because I this is like it's like 1.5 pages in my notes. So thinking about like where the fuck did all of these universes come from though? Like what was the start of all of them?
Is that like what all the dimensions are that are just kind of like wrapped around us?
What?
Could it be like a jawbreaker where there's like, but it's like an infinite jawbreaker and like all of like that's what the other dimensions are and they're just like all wrapped around and that's like part of the multiverse. But like, oh my God, wouldn't each universe have each layer of its own?
Potentially. There's like it could be like that, but like the bubble thing is like what makes more sense, right? It's like they're like bubbles, right? So like just bubbles upon
Like the
bubbles.
beer bubble theory is what I've heard it called.
Yeah. I like a bubble bath because I love bubble baths.
I do love bubble
Um,
baths.
but like
I
really
probably
like
take
that
like
sort of
3 bubble
theory.
baths a week. Oh, that's fantastic. I'm going to be thinking about that in the bubble bath.
But there's a theory though too that or a theory within a theory, right, is that the seed, right, of the start of this is a state that contains absolutely nothing at all. But that would mean it would adhere to our laws of physics, but we also think that there's laws of physics that we don't understand. Fuck, dude, it's like fucking all I can think of is like zoom out and then like fucking zoom out some more, and it's like, do you think you understand that? You fucking don't.
You understand nothing.
Basically.
Holy shit balls.
So the other interesting theory about this is that the bubbles can collide, which is like sort of like not really like the sliding doors thing, but like more of like I don't know, just imagine a bubble running into ours. Like so some people measured it, but it was later disproven by the Europeans. But it's the W map. But I in my mind like read it as Mawap. I don't know why. When that's not how it's spelled.
No,
Maybe
stop.
I'm dyslexic. I don't know. But it's
Mwah.
what it actually is. It's
Mwah.
WMAP. It was a satellite probe, and so it's the Wilkinson microwave and anestroi probe. And so that
Sure.
measured temperature differences across the sky in the cosmic microwave background, which is the radiant that comes from the Big Bang Theory. So basically think about like oh, there's a warm spot over there. It's like that maybe that was a fucking collision with another universe, which is really interesting, right? This is the shit that supposedly the Europeans disproved, right? They did their own newer probe because this probe went out in 2001 till 2010, and I think they had one that was newer and they got more accurate readings. But maybe we fucking shifted. Maybe that's the whole sliding doors thing. Like we shifted into a new one.
When we get to speculation land,
collide.
this is I have some really good shit for speculation corner. Speculation time.
The speculation on this is like really fun because it's fucking infinite. So the interesting thing, right, is so this theory of inflation, right? That there's this fucking whatchamacallit matter, false vacuum, that theory of inflation almost always leads people down the road to the multiverse theory. It was actually Stephen Hawking's final work. So that's like the last thing that he worked on before he died was the multiverse theory, but with like quantum physics. But yeah, super fucking interesting. Sorry, let me just run through my notes. The theories like of inflation itself, right, which leads us down the road to the multiverse thing, has been tested, and so far it's testing like all green lights, basically. Like, yeah, this is probably most likely that's what happened.
It's all coming up check marks.
Yeah, for the most part, for now, right?
Jesus.
Which is interesting. So there's a few different astrophysicists that have theories or taxonomies, right, or levels of the multiverse. So one of these experts is a guy named Max Tegmark, and so he has 4
I love
levels.
the name Max.
Yeah,
for
it's
like
good.
a person. It's cute. That's all.
Okay, so
I just had to be able to say something at some point. That's like because you're just going off on the signs. I'm just like, yeah, yeah, okay, well,
okay.
I like Max.
Yeah, it is a good name. It makes
It's a
me
cute
think of
name.
Maximus. Very like, I don't know, to me like Roman.
Yeah.
But anywho, Max Tegmark's taxonomy of the 4 levels of the multiverse, I'm going to read to you.
Cool.
So there's 4 levels. Level 1 is an extension of our universe. So that's a prediction a prediction of, that was really, really gross sound.
So do you need more of your spray?
No. So a prediction.
Shut me down on that one.
A prediction of cosmic inflation is the existence of infinite ergodic universe. So basically it must contain Hubble's volumes of realizing all initial conditions. Super confusing sentence. I don't know why I wrote it down. It sounded very easy to explain when I wrote it. I don't think I understand it now.
Did it sound easy to explain?
It did.
Nick's also related to the Hubbles, just throwing that out there. Another thing that I can add to this conversation.
Yeah. There's a lot of shit is based on some of Hubble's readings. I mean, because that's like understanding the Big Bang Theory and like seeing to the end of the known universe.
Yeah.
Which is very interesting. Okay, so level 2. We'll see if this shit makes sense too. Universes with different physical constants. So their laws of physics are different. So in the internal inflation theory, the multiverse or space is stretching and will continue stretching forever. But some regions of space stop stretching and form distinct bubbles that are like embryonic level 1 multiverses. So it's like a multiverse within a fucking multiverse. Like, that's level 2. Level 3, the many worlds interpretation of quantum mechanics.
Okay. Give it to me.
Okay. Sorry. One aspect of quantum mechanics is that certain observations cannot be predicted absolutely. Instead, there's a range of possible observations, each with a different probability. According to the many worlds interpretation, each of these possible observation corresponds to a different universe. Do you understand that?
Enough that we can keep going.
So basically,
I am paying attention. Okay. I am doing you the service that I've never once given a teacher, which is to actually pay attention. And it's hard. I'm like in the back of my mind going, I think you need to be on Ritalin, Hannah.
No, that's okay. I get it. I watched a lot of videos about this to like understand, and it took
Is this how you feel when I talk about aliens? Is this how people feel when I talk about aliens? Be honest with me.
No, it depends on the story. I think like last week, very clear. I feel like it was pretty clear, at least to me. I don't know.
And I feel like what you're saying should be clear.
Can I say level 4 now?
Yes, please. Let's just push through.
Okay. Level 4 is the ultimate ensemble It is the
The ultimate ensemble.
yeah, the ultimate ensemble. That's literally what
Oh
it's
my god,
called.
that's what we used to look for to wear on Friday nights.
I thought you were gonna like do like full circle and bring it back to like the early 2000s, like the ultimate
Oh my god,
ensemble.
the ultimate
Like,
ensemble.
it
And I
had
have on my dad's golf hat and I stole a tie and I'm wearing a skinny little scarf. And now I know what to do. And I'm going to put on a cargo jacket on top of all of it.
Yep. Yep. I don't think that's enough accessories though for the ultimate ensemble. Anywho, so the ultimate ensemble is the ultimate mathematical
fetch.
universe hypothesis. Conveniently, is Tegmark's the guy who came up with these levels.
What's his name?
It's his hypothesis. Max
Just
Tegmark.
Max? Max,
Yeah.
you're doing me dirty over here.
I literally wrote in my notes like, "Hello, ego." like
Hello,
this is
ego.
the ultimate one. There can be no levels after this one. Like literally, they say that in this one video.
No, it's the ultimate. It's the ultimate one.
So level 4. So this considers all universes to be equally real, which can be described by different mathematical structures. So like in abstract mathematics and all of that, like basically dude, it's so fucking vague that like anything is possible, basically. That's basically the end game. It's like anything is possible. We don't fucking know. Yeah, that's it. That's basically what it is we have fucking no idea. Anything is possible. We only know the laws of physics that we know. So there could be multiple universes where laws of physics are different. Like all this shit.
That's really fucking cool.
It's crazy. I think the pot of boiling water to me is the one that's like the clearest analogy of like parallel universes like appearing and then disappearing, right? Like just constantly, like they're like flashing in and out, basically. They collapse in on themselves sometimes and then new ones are created and it's all completely fucking random and infinite. So that's the multiverse.
Damn. Does this have something to do with the Mandela effect?
Oh, I didn't even go into that. I figured that was pure speculation that we can talk about. That deserves like its own thing. So I'm happy to wildly speculate with you.
Is it time to speculate?
Let's fucking speculate.
Okay,
wildly.
Because I want to speculate wildly with you.
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
I just wanted to cover the multiverse stuff as like a baseline knowledge. Like this is scientific theory currently.
Crazy.
Like scientists
so this is
are
like
actually spending time studying this shit.
That makes me really happy.
Yeah.
This is like, it feels kind of like, yeah, this feels right. Like obviously there's multiple verses out there.
But not everyone believes that, right?
What?
Not everyone believes that there's multiple.
Well, no, I know that.
Universes.
I grew up in the Appalachian South.
I mean, fucking.
Somebody tried to hand me a snake in a church once, dude.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
That's
so,
fucking
yeah, no,
wild. I'm just imagining like a very probably stereotypical scene.
Yeah, you're not wrong. And then just like little 12-year-old, 11-year-old you being, no, thank you.
Was it a man in a white suit? Because that's what I'm imagining, like Colonel Sanders, basically, which is like I said, very stereotypical, but also like a little bit. I'll tell you
the story off the air.
That new show, you know, the Gems or whatever, with the fucking Dana
the Righteous
McBride
Gemstones or whatever it is.
Yeah, like that's the shit that I'm imagining, like televangelical, basically ish. Yeah. You're not
far off.
As far as wildly speculating about the Mandela effect, though.
Yeah. Because I fully. There's some weird stuff that have happened, man. Okay, listen to me. There's some weird shit out there, all right? The Berenstain Bears. You're going to come at me with the Berenstain Bears? No, thank you. No, that's not what they were. They're the Berenstain Bears. They always have been. Because I distinctly remember being a little elementary school age or younger kid and being like, or probably elementary age at this point, just be like, huh, I bet they're it's a nice Jewish family of bears living in that tree. The Berensteins. Because I was like, that's neat. That seems nice. They're in a more culturally diverse neck of the woods than I am out here in Lenore. And then you're trying to tell me that it's Berenstain? No.
I'm pretty sure that one's been disproven though. That one was like a publishing thing because there's copies of both
And if that's the
versions of
case, then I
writing.
distinctly remember people going on and on about it and it not being a publishing thing. Like, if it's been proven, which I don't think it has, because Nikki and I looked it up the other night, and it's like it's still one of those Mandela effects, which
I don't know. I think
love
on
it when you call
Snopes, it's like
don't bring Snopes into this. This is no place for Snopes. Get out of here. Go get.
yeah, dude. I think Snopes is like there's like just there's publishing error or something, or there's like two different publishers or something.
Then if that's the case, then that's fucking news to me. And maybe it's another proof of multiverse shifting.
Yeah. The Mandela stuff, like, which fuck, dude, I can't help but say Mandela. I don't know why the fuck I say
You
it.
say
I know
Mandela all the time, and it makes me.
It's supposed to be Nelson
It just
Mandela.
makes me love you a little bit more
Just-
every time.
Just so
Oh,
everyone knows
precious
too.
baby.
It's supposed to be it's the Nelson Mandela effect because a lot of people.
Some people remember him dying in jail.
Yeah.
But he didn't.
But he didn't. He.
Are you sure?
He lived, and so hotly debated. This is like the one that I think of is the Shazam movie
With
Shaq, because I remember
it being with Sinbad.
I like very clearly
That's
remember
because
Sinbad.
we're from the same original source universe.
I mean, who knows
Some
if
of
we're
us
original,
shifted,
though.
some of us didn't.
The thing is like, after knowing about the multiverse, who's to say what's original or not? Nobody's original.
It was just original to us. We're just in a different one now.
Yeah, we've just shifted. But yeah, no, I remember Sinbad very clearly, not Shaq, as the main person in Shazam. Or not Kazam.
Kazam with a K. Kazam.
That's right, because Shazam is the new one with what's his face. He's like a superhero. It's like a kid who turns into a superhero. Chuck, yes.
That show was really cute. If you just like went ahead and bopped that suspension of disbelief button and said, I will accept what you give me, Chuck. Thank you. Yes, this is true for this storyline. And then you just have a good time. But other than that, it's real stupid. But it was cute. I like Chuck.
I never really watched it.
Zachary Levi is just so damn cute.
He is. He has a good voice.
He's darling. He was really cute in Mrs. Maisel. Anyway,
Mandela effect, right? Shifting
Mandela
universes.
effect.
I think it's entirely possible, right? The one thing as far as science can explain is that if we really do, I heard it too. If we really do bump into other universes, like, does that mean like the universe is slightly transfer or whatever? Like, and we're talking like universes bumping into universes, not like our worlds bumping into other worlds, like not like Earth bumping into Earth. It's like
no, but like the two big giant universes bubbled together that go
boop, not even like the galaxy.
But like when you're blowing bubbles, though, sometimes they stick.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh my god, that's crazy shit, dude.
Yeah, it's fucking weird to think about.
Oh man, I'm gonna be thinking about nothing but this. Thank you, because I've had a terrible like seafaring nightmare story going in my brain. Thank you so much to this week's last podcast on the left. So this is a much better thing to think about than the USS Indianapolis.
Yeah, just never ending.
God, yeah.
There's like
anything that
basically, like anything you can think of as like reality exists, and like
cool
an infinite number of times that thing exists. So does that make sense?
This also sounds like the kind of conversations that you have when you're in a music festival and somebody just said, hey, do you want to open your mouth? And then they drip something onto your tongue and you said, what was that, dude? And they said, you'll be there in like 30 minutes. And then they give you a little like kiss on the cheek and you're like, whoa, do you ever think about how universes?
So like,
just like all of them, each star is its own sun and universe and blah. So
I think it's interesting that it happens at music festivals, but also at like academic institutes like across the world. People do that, but then they're like, but let's do math about it, bro.
right like
let's do some equations about it.
I want to be where the weird hippies are like afterwards, they're like, so I did some math, dude, You know how we broke into the chemistry lab the other week and we got the stuff? So I did some math about what we were talking about, and it could be real.
But it's probably theoretical. That's the craziest shit, though. It's all fucking, like, pretend, but, like, also maybe real. It's a whole thing, dude. Like, some of the scientific community, like, accepts this and some of it doesn't. So they're still kind of like the hippies. But, like, also fucking Stephen Hawking. Like, the fuck? You know? Like, he did this shit. This was his final piece of work.
Is he not a science space hippie?
Kind of is.
Right?
Kind of was. I mean, in some universe, he's still alive.
In some universes, he never existed.
True.
Yep.
True. Very true. Yeah.
Man.
Is, like, everybody gonna have, like, an existential crisis now? Like,
I hope so. God, I'm really glad that I was like, I would like you to talk about while I do more research.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. It's a cool shit. I'll link, too, for everybody. I'll link, like, the TED Talks I watched because they were so fucking good. And then, like, Neil deGrasse Tyson. Neil deGrasse Tyson?
Tyson.
Neil deGrasse Tyson. He did a video.
deGrasse.
Neil deGrasse. Fuck, dude, I'm fucking up his name now.
Not deGrasse, dude. I'm fucking with you.
Like, but that's like, like the show. Yeah. Neil, a bunch of preteens. Tyson. Just kidding. That was a poor reference to deGrasse. Anywho, he did a video
Drake
about
was
this.
On that.
He was, I know, but
he started on deGrasse. Now he's here.
That's true. He started it in a wheelchair. Now he's here.
He started on deGrasse. Now the whole crew's fucking here.
Isn't his name Aubrey?
I don't remember, dude.
I'm pretty sure his name's
Aubrey. I didn't
Aubrey.
have Noggin or whatever it was. It was the Canada channel or some shit. I didn't have it.
I don't know. Anywho, he did a great video about the multiverse. I'll link a podcast that I listened to that is confusing as shit.
Like this episode is gonna be.
God, I hope not. Let us know. Fucking email us and let us know how much we confused you. Or slide
we got an
DMs.
email.
No shit. Did we really?
Yeah, check the email live, dude.
Oh god, I'm gonna be fucking disappointed based on your face. Your face looks like you're playing a joke on me.
I'm not. I just don't have any control over my face. And I'm really trying not to sneeze it in the microphone. Megan's checking the email, trying to feel the dead air.
Sorry.
Yeah.
No, it's all good. To, like, fucking confirm.
It's a really interesting subject this week, dude.
Oh, Nick! Ah, fucking hate Nick. God damn it. Long-time listener, first-time emailer. Did you see the Bigfoot video out of Michigan? Oh, I thought this was the Idaho one. Sorry, Nick. Not fuck you. I thought you sent the clip of the that one Idaho video that you sent me, Hannah.
Yeah, no, this is a different thing from Nick from Boise.
Should I watch the video? I don't...
Not right now. We'll post it on a thing.
Okay, I was just about to say, yeah, that sounds good. We'll post it then on, like, Instagram or whatever. Everybody else can let us know what they think. Thank you, Nick, for actually emailing us. Waiting on you, Evan. Not Kevin, fucking Evan. Waiting on you, Evan, to email us.
Waiting on you.
And literally anyone else. Please, for the love of God, email us. Let us know what you think. Did I confuse the shit out of you with this whole multiverse thing? But
what's
also,
your
let us
favorite
know.
idea for a multiverse? Like, what's your favorite idea of what could be out there cooking? Because it's probably real.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
If you can dream it, it exists. Is there a...
That's unfortunate. I have weird goddamn dreams, dude.
Yeah, I think about...
Now I had a dream about a squid captain that was sailing the houseboat that we lived on.
Like Squidward?
No, it was a squid.
Oh.
Who was also the captain.
Like that Pirates of the Caribbean captain.
No, like a squid.
Like an actual squid?
Like it was a squid who was also the captain.
Did he wear a hat?
No, but you knew he was the captain because he could telepathically communicate with you. and it was like the house, but also a boat, you know?
Yeah. He exists somewhere in a universe.
That's
I think about The Man in the High Castle.
Oh God, yeah, that was a good book.
That's a dark timeline. They have a good show about it though. That is the premise that the Nazis did win. The Axis
I
of
read
Evil
that
did
book
win
and
World War
then
II.
I got on Lexapro
Yeah.
after
Yeah.
I read that one. I was like, I think it's time to talk to somebody on a professional level.
Yeah, multiverse. It exists somewhere.
Holy shit. Yeah, it does,
Dark.
doesn't it?
It's a dark ending. Anywho,
Or
thank
something lovely could exist somewhere
yeah,
where Jack and Rose both fit on the thing, which they proved that they could. And then
yeah.
that was the ending of Titanic, and nobody's quite satisfied with it because really we wanted a sad ending to that movie. But still, he could have fit. And some universe he does. That's awesome.
In some universe, Rose dies.
And
You're
in
welcome.
another universe, the Titanic didn't hit the iceberg at all, so there was no movie.
It was truly an unsinkable ship. So,
Yeah.
on that, we'll end it. Thank you guys for listening. Please rate, review, and subscribe. We appreciate it so much. Follow us on
Yeah.
Instagram. Email us. Let us know your weird stories at tinhattimepodcast@gmail.com.
And that's
Hannah.
our Instagram too.
Yep.
Yeah, it's Instagram is at tinhattimepodcast. Yeah, hit us up. Let us know what you think. Yeah, we love you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you for listening.
Yeah, thank you so
Come back
much.
next week.
Yeah,
It'll
we'll
be
see
a
you next
real
time.
good time.
Okay, goodbye.
Goodbye.